just to put a button on it here, what happens? Like, read some tea leaves for me. Like, LeBron wants to stay and Luka stays, and what options do they have
I believe
to try and get that rim protector that they absolutely need, and maybe some confidence instilled in J.J. Redick and the rest of the roster, because the guy who they drafted this year, because LeBron watched a lot of SEC basketball and looked pretty darn good, wound up being sent to Charlotte, wound up coming back, and Dalton Connect didn't play a lick in these playoffs when they could have had Mark Williams.
That's right.
So, and that's just one of the many DNP CDs that's left a bunch of heads being scratched here in Los Angeles. So what happens next, DJ?
Right. So Connect had already fallen out of the rotation late in the regular season. We should note that. I mean, he had that great game in Denver when they sat everybody, and him and Austin Reeves almost beat them single-handedly.
But a coach is saying we're not playing rim protectors because we need scoring, and scoring is what Connect could possibly do. You know what I mean? Like,
right. But we need scoring, but we also need the high level intelligence to be able to play our switching defense, and one mistake has a domino effect. And so, I mean,
the guy who hasn't played since January is the guy that you choose in crunch time. Again, right. I'm not saying you speak for J.J. Redick or anything like that, and I'm a fan of his. Actually, I was talking about him, at some point for Coach of the Year, and got laughed at in this room.
I voted him third.
Well, I mean, and he did, I think, a very very good job this year in his first foray as a head coach in the league. But the playoffs hit, and we all saw what just happened. So I'll be quiet and let you have the floor on what happens next.
Yeah, so, I mean, they need to address the center position. They will be able to trade 2 first-round picks because they got the one back from the deal that was rescinded. Mm-hmm. They have expiring contracts. Someone like Gabe Vincent making around $11 million. That's a good number that can get you something that's out there. Mm-hmm. And they will have the mid-level exception available to them, and that's in the $13 million range that they could sign a free agent. So they're going to be able to get someone. The market's pretty thin. Maybe you could talk yourself into someone like Clint Capella, who obviously had great years with those Houston teams that challenged the Warriors every postseason. He's kind of been in Atlanta not playing as significant basketball because those Hawks teams haven't been very good, but he's someone who can be, you need a lob threat and a vertical spacer, and obviously someone who knows what it takes to win and be in a winning program where every game matters. He checks a lot of boxes. He's getting up there in age, though. Robert Williams II from Portland's the guy they kicked the tires on.
Time Lord, huh?
Yeah, Time Lord, leading up to the trade deadline. That's someone you could look at. Brook Lopez in Milwaukee is going to be a free agent. What's his number? What does he have left? But certainly he helped win a championship with that Bucks team in 2021. So there's going to be some stuff out there. They could go the route of let's upgrade it to this. We go from basically a 0 to a 5 just by getting someone in, and then we're going to spend every waking moment from the offseason until the trade deadline canvassing the league and find the next guy that's unhappy or wants to be moved.
But LeBron stays?
Oh, yeah, I certainly expect LeBron to stay. He basically, in his end of season presser, made it seem like, okay, I might not stay and I have something to think about. I spoke to him afterwards. It wasn't about like whether he would stay or go. It's more like whether he'd come back. And I just think give the guy the grace of the moment, like 22 years in. Obviously, he was very disappointed by the way how they went. We found out afterwards he had a sprained MCL in his left knee that he played through. Like, he was just kind of spent. So he's more referring to, will I come back or not? He's going to come back, of course, and he's going to come back for the Lakers.
And Luka's going to sign here.
I fully anticipate him signing with the Lakers.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what it will look like, though. What the number, how many years, et cetera, et cetera.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.